Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. So I started figuring that I wanted to make this larger because when I folded this over, I didn't like how this flower was in the the what do they call that? The seam. Oh man, what is that called? Anyways. So I'm going to try to show you, and I figured out I think I can do this. So what I did is I cut a piece of that quilt batting, and then I cut my strips that I wanted, but I need some type of base. So I had a piece of muslin here that I wasn't going to use for something, and my thought was I'm going to trim a little bit of this down from the edges so it's not showing. And then I'm going to somehow adhere them together. Let's see if this will work. And we're not going to see it from the other side. Just because I don't want to cut that because that's part of that. And of course it's knotted on. So let me see if I can get close enough without, there we go, without hurting it. So this is okay right here. I'm gonna run into that problem again here. I think we got that. A little bit more here from this edge. It's kind of awkward. I'm showing you guys just in case you want to extend yours. So here, what I was thinking, that's on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is put this on the bottom. This can go on the top like this. And then I can kind of work my pieces. And it's still a little bit longer than I want it to be, but I can go back and trim that side. I'm not worried about that. I had this, I think, placed down like this. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this overlap just so it's all uniform on one side. So when I do go cut it, and I just had a piece of linen, and I thought maybe I could stamp something on here. So I think I might go grab something to stamp on there with. I think I'll do it the same way like I did the other. Up and down and let it just overlap a little bit over here. Just like that. So now I have a little bigger piece, as you can tell. But once I have it stitched on, I can cut this piece off. So let me go grab my ink pad, and I'm going to just put something on the side there. See how that looks. Maybe I'll put a number, and then I can do a flower. Let me go grab something. So I used the Stays On ink, and I don't know, it's a little faded up here, but you know what? We like that look, and there are no mistakes. So let's see how that'll look if I put that on. Not going to see the bottom, but we'll see this. And I could always do some roses, little rosebuds in there. I kind of like that. It just gives it a little something different on it. So now I'm going to figure out how I can connect these. And I'm thinking I just might sew them on top of each other, because this is overlapping, and I can make this just overlap a tad bit too. And I know it's hitting this, but it's okay. You'll have a lot of afterthoughts with this. So I think, oops, let me zoom out a little. I think that's how I'm going to do it. What do you guys think? So I'll be back after I sew these on and see how they come out. What I ended up doing is taking the piece, let me turn it over and show you. And I have them anchored down. Oh, that didn't work so good. Well, my plan is to try to stitch it down. So I'm almost wondering if I'm going to have to stitch it down first with the sewing machine and then add it, because that didn't work so well. What my plan was, unless I try to move these down a little bit, was to have these overlap a little more. So let me see if I can do that. So if I move this down, so these are on the end. Like that. And I'm also thinking, wondering if I use the, that, what's it called? Seam-a-seam? Whoops. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I want to make sure this is going in the right direction, the way I want it. And this way I can kind of get it from two angles here. Let me just move this over here. And now I need more clips for this. And then I'll have something to attach it to at least. I don't think I have any clips around me. My area is such a mess. Let me do that like that here. I'm just going to do a bunch. Let me go grab some more. Okay, I've grabbed my whole jar of them. I'm hoping this works. If not, I might have to attach it with the sewing machine and then do slow stitching down. Get these so they're snug on here. I'd rather overdo it than have it come off. So so if we did it like this, this might make it work a little bit better. Yeah, I think that's good. And then what I'll do is I'll just sew down here, hand sew. Kind of bump, oh, you know what I want to do? I want to lift this there so it overlaps this way. That's a little bit better. And then I can attach these right here. I could even put some pins down, which I might do just to keep these intact. So let me grab some, and then I'll be back after I stitch it down a little bit and see how it looks. So I think this is going to work a little bit better. Let me zoom in here for you. I put pins, and as I stitch, when it gets anchored, then I'll pull the pins. And here's the back of it. And this isn't going to be really a big deal, because we're going to take another piece of fabric and put it over the back of this. And if it feels kind of unbalanced, I can like different from this side, which it shouldn't because I'm going to be sewing, hand stitching on it. I can take another piece of this quilt batting and put it on top. So let me go ahead and start stitching. And I'm not going to do anything fancy. I'm basically just going to tack this down because more than likely I'm going to add ribbons or whatever on here. So I'm just going to keep it rather simple for now. So I think this was successful. I just stitched it down here, and I know I'm going to add other things on here. So I wasn't too concerned about how that looked. Plus, like I said, it's slow stitching. So you can see where I sewed it in. And then this is the outcome of it. I like this better, but I'm looking at this here, and I might add like a sideways triangle or something. That'll be a little something further down. And then that's the back, which I like so far. I think it's nice. But this, like I said, it needs a little something. And I like how kind of this stretches over. So today, I wanted to show you guys another stitch. I got to cut that. I'm going to, down here, do some French knots. Now, French knots, you guys already know that stem stitch, because I posted that in the last video. And when we do the French knots, you can actually add several French knots and make it look like roses. So I'm going to figure out what thread I want. I don't want this light pink because you won't be able to see it. So let me pull this off. And I actually found this and I thought that would look really nice. It's a variegated. I also had this, but I'm not too crazy about it with this super pink. Let me zoom down so you can see. Let me move this up. See, I'm not too crazy about that. I mean, it would work because it looks nice with this. And I have some silk as well. But, ladies, with the silk, do not use it right away. Actually, this is rayon, so it's similar. Do not use it right away because it's not easy to work with. It's very slippery. So we're just going to use this cotton for now. And with this, depending upon the size French knot you want, will be how many strings you want attached. I'm going to do all of them because I'm going to do them right in the center of this, but I'm almost thinking if I should just do a little French knot in the center and do some clusters on the outside of it. Let's see how that looks. So change that thought. I'm going to just do 3 of them. So you pull the 3, you just separate your threads. And I figured out not all threads do that. The cotton ones do, but I have one, a pink one, this one here, that didn't do it for whatever reason. So separate your thread. And then we gotta, I tend to do mine longer, which might not be the best thing because it makes it difficult to thread things, to do things with. Not thread things, to sew with. I'm telling you, I am just out of it. I'm going to go put this thread on and I'll be right back. Tie a knot at the end. It just keeps it so it doesn't pull through. It's kind of small, but still be mindful because I'm sure you could still pull it through. So now French knot. Here we go. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it where you want it. So poke it through the center, like I want it in the center of the flower. And what you're going to do is you're going to take your needle. Now this is a little tricky. Took me a little bit to learn this. You're going to wrap once, wrap twice, wrap 3 times. You could even do more than 3 times, but I didn't. And you want to go right back in. Now this is where this comes in handy, because you can put it in and hold this knot tight, because you want it tight. And then you're going to pull on the bottom. Oops. There. You have a little knot. Let me see if I can show you guys a little closer. Then I'm going to do it again. Let's do it right here. I'm going to pull through. You're going to take it, wrap it around once, wrap it around twice, wrap it around 3 times. So obviously the more thread you have, the bigger your knot will be. So if you want to make, say, roses of clusters, you could do a few. You could do some with the 3, some with the 6. And I should show you how to do it with silk ribbon too. That is, to me, it's a little tricky. So I think you're getting the hang of this, I hope. We're going to go up through the middle. You could even add a bead. I have not attempted to do that quite yet. I want to practice that a little bit beforehand. 1, 2, 3. And I was going to when we were in Canada, and then I don't know what happened. I just didn't do it. And then pull. And I think what I might even do, if you see this here, I might take a few and do a very thin line and make little stitches, little leaves there. And if I do that, I'll show you guys tomorrow. How's that? I actually like making the French knots. There we go. And I'll do one more here because I don't know if I'm going to trim the end of this a little bit. If you can see, it's hanging, so I'm not going to bother doing that. And I tend to like odd numbers. I just think it looks nicer when you do the odd numbers. 2, 3, and then in. Oh, you want to make sure that's tight when you pull it, the string that you're pulling through. And then pull. There. Pretty easy. And what I can now do, if I want to take, that's too peachy, but if I want to take another color, say if I wanted to, I could even do this variegated and do some more around the sides of it. But I'm going to see what other colors I have and figure that out. And this just adds a little oomph to your project. And I even thought I could do them in here if I wanted to. I could do some in here. Let me just zoom this out a little bit. I mean, I could even, if I wanted to, do some larger ones in here. And, you really can do them anywhere and do some little flowers in here. They're easy to make, and they really look pretty, too, when you do use them. Right now, you can't tell. You know what? Let me see. Let's just do this and see how this looks. How's that? So this one, I'm going to go up through here. But this time, let me zoom the camera in a little more for you. But this time, I'm only going to wrap it around twice. Actually, let's do it 4 times to make it a little bit bigger. Just so you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we'll go through. Gonna hold that tight. And we're gonna pull. Now, I like the variegated, but sometimes it doesn't, the colors don't come up as fast as you want them to. So you can see the little knots here. And you can add them as close as you want. You can do little clusters, which are also really cute. Let's just do a cluster here, just so I can show you. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I almost should just go ahead and add some more thread to this and just do it with the 6 threads, just so we can do the difference. See how cute they look? They just look like little rosebuds. Let me thread up another one, and we'll do some larger ones. Mess of this one. I got this through Crafty Me Shop, so they were like samples or something. But this color I thought would look fabulous next to this. And this one, see if you can separate it. I think this one you can. But I'm not going to separate it. I'm going to thread it. It's actually going to snow tonight. Or tomorrow, I think. We're going to get, I don't know, 6 inches. It's crazy. 6 to 8. I'm done. I'm done with the winter. Totally done. This is way too long. But we'll deal with it. So this one, I guess you could separate. This one has 4, but it just seems a little thicker than what I was using. We'll see how that works. If not, I can switch to the cotton. I think this is a rayon or something. And this may be difficult. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to do, let's do one right here. Oh, yeah, you can see that. I like the color. It's darker than the eyelet I have here, but not too dark. Let's do it 4 times. Let's try 5 and see what 5 does. We're going to put it back through. There, that is a little bit bigger. But even still, we'll just do little clusters here. See what we think. Yes, I just poked my thumb. You know, I'm fine until I get on camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 we were going to try. Let's put that through. Now you want to pull this tight, this side. What the heck did I do? Oh, okay. Now I can't hold this tight. Let's hope it works still. Yeah, that looks a little bit larger. Now, can you see my cluster? I don't like, that's a little loose. I might go back in and redo that one. So you guys get the idea, but look how pretty that looks. And can you imagine a nice light green and make it look like it's going up a trellis, a vine. All right, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I should be back in a day or two to give you another step on this. Basically, there aren't too many stitches that I tend to do. I do X's, I do the French knots. I like the lazy daisies, fun, and this stem stitch is fun. I don't do a ton of different stitches, but what I'll do is I'll try to learn a different stitch and bring it to show all of you. You guys have a fantastic day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.